Good evening and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this evening. Um, what a fantastic evening of football we have lined up for you this evening. It is Celtic versus Dundee United, and I think that we all just want to disappear. Wish we could all just disappear, and maybe not watch this game tonight. But for those of us that are going to watch the game tonight, let's hope that it is just a victory for Celtic, because ultimately that's what you want, is Celtic to win. Will it be the first win? Will this be the day that we win away? Never mind just win away. Will this be the first? Will this be the day that we win at Celtic? Oh god, that was a bit. Let's sort that out. I need to get another light in here. Or I can just turn that light up so that it's a lot better. And I blind myself with the light. Anyway, I'm going to have a big toast quail's egg serrano ham. There you go. You're going to have, well, I'm having a Guinness. So come on the hoops. It's the way that we're rocking tonight. Do not condone alcohol taken, but you might want to get your fill of tonight, because I think that we're in for a bit of a roll this evening. A bit of a roll this evening. It is 5 minutes, 41 seconds until kickoff. Highlander 67. I'm doing fine. Personally, football wise, who knows? Who knows? To be fair, just don't even want to think about it. Don't want to think about it. And I noticed that someone there's a Rangers fan in the tab of the stream that I am watching. But never mind. It's a grand old team to play for. It's a grand old team to say. If you know your history. 4 minutes until kickoff. Kieran's having red wine. Red wine. I'd probably do with some red wine tonight, but I had enough over the weekend, so that's enough of that nonsense. Oh, I think hopefully Wilfred Nancy will get the desired result tonight, because I think that if he goes any longer without a win, it would become really, really difficult for him to maintain his position as Celtic manager. That is for sure. But you never know. Celtic might just. It's hard to be positive. It is hard to be positive, because I mean they're going to go, it looks as if they're going to go a 3-4-2-1 formation. To me, that means they're going to go 5 at the back, because you're going to have the 2 wide guys in midfield. They'll come back into a back 5. Wouldn't surprise me if they went to a back 5 tonight, Dundee United. Celtic, I think Johnny Kenny will be playing through the middle, Daiz Maeda out wide, and let's just hope for the best. Hope for the best. It's going to be good to see Paulo Bernardo. Let's take the positives. One of the positives for the game tonight is Paulo Bernardo starting from the beginning of the match. We've all been crying out for Paulo Bernardo to get some game time, and now that he's finally getting some game time, you know, Arne Engels has been dropped, £11 million player dropped onto the bench. Paulo Bernardo brought in. It's a massive game for Paulo Bernardo. What if Paulo Bernardo takes this game by the throat tonight and goes out and put in an absolutely fantastic performance? I'd rather put a fiver on Hull than United. Iced coffee and Baileys and a spliff sounds good, but I don't condone smoking drugs. Drugs for mugs. Got a couple of bottles of Newcastle Brown Ale. Nice drink. Nice drink. Baz, you want to start a petition for Bobo Baldi's? That's this chairman. Oh, get him climbing out the windows. Climbing out the windows to get to Celtic Park. Don't care if we win, lose, or draw. Hmm. West Oz, it's 4 a.m. in the morning. Are you staying up for the game, mate? Are you staying up? Is that you up for the night? Up for the day, should I say? You had your little sleep. Fair play to them. Hats off to everyone who gets up in the middle of the night to watch Celtic. I know quite a few guys that are over there. Good few Irish boys are over there. Seems to be a lot of Irish heading over to Australia for work. They seem to be doing quite well. We're just waiting on this kicking off. 1 minute and 26 until kickoff. Hopefully this screen starts live any second. Kieran's on holiday. You're always on holiday. You're going to put a fiver on 2-1 United. 2-1 United. A lot of people nervous. You're also smoking black. A lot of people really nervous in the chat this evening. It's not what we want to hear. We want some positivity. Positivity. There's only 128 on the live tonight. That's a bit lower than normal. And it should be kicking off. Why is the screen... Why is the game not came up? Don't tell me this isn't going to work and we're going to have to put on Celtic TV. The screen's not going to change, is it? Son of a bitch. I'm going to have to put on Celtic TV. Camel One Live has just fucked us all off. Shit.
Well, I think it's a good time to play Celtic, isn't it? If you're Jim Goodwin, his Dundee United team lacking a little bit of confidence with their recent results. He'll think they're due a win. And who knows which Celtic team we're going to see.
Which Celtic team will we see tonight? It is with the defenders. Celtic have lost the ball already. Dundee United have put it away back to their keeper. Can we just adjust the volume?
5-0 win amidst...
No. Because it keeps on coming through the speakers, doesn't it? Johnny Kenny playing up front for Celtic. Dundee United just kicking the ball back to Celtic. Tony Ralston gets the ball down. Ralston, his head up, just punts the ball forward. Johnny Kenny trying to run onto that, and it goes out. Yeah, you'll get the stream on Camel One Live. Camel1.live. You'll get the stream. Trusty with the ball out wide to Tierney. Tierney with the ball. Tierney with it. It goes out for... It doesn't go out. It's kept in by Dundee United. Dundee United just kicking the ball up front. A lot of empty spaces. Dundee United coming forward. Oh, go on, Celtic. Just steal the ball. There's no way it was that a foul. It's a foul to Celtic. Luke McCowan on the ball. Out to the defence. Rio Hatate passes the ball forward for once. I've got to say, Celtic are playing a bit better. Oh, there's a ball forward. Go on. Oh, come on. Jesus. Dies Maeda. That was a good passage of play there. The ball coming in for Celtic, and it goes out for a corner Celtic. And we are 1 minute 57 into the game. and it is a corner to Celtic. Maida changes his hair based on his mood. He does that. Paulo Bernardo to take the corner kick for Celtic. Can Celtic score? God, that guy's towering above. Trusty, isn't it? Here comes Paulo Bernardo with the corner. Come on, Paulo. Get a good delivery here. In. Goes back out. Paulo Bernardo with the ball again. He puts the ball out to Kalmak. Kalmak switches it to Rio Hatate. Rio Hatate. Take a shot. Oh, it comes off the Dundee United player. Dundee United just put the ball away. Celtic putting pressure on Dundee United. Celtic are playing a bit better tonight. It's only 2 minutes into the game, but we'll see what happens. Seems to be one touch passing. They do seem a lot more positive. They're not holding on to the ball. They're not taking too many chances, too many touches so far. So it is all looking positive as it stands. Celtic just pegged back into their own half. Oh no, they've given the ball to the keeper. Keeper gets his first touch of the night. He puts it back out wide. Celtic have got players against the touchline. Celtic are using the pitch a lot more. Go on, Celtic. Here we go. Celtic coming down the wide. Can't he get his ball in? It's then goal! Oh, I missed it. Yang puts it wide. That should have been a goal, Celtic. That should have been a goal. Should have been a goal. He was onside. He's got to hit the target, Yang. Seriously. That should have been a goal. You've got to take those chances. That was fantastic play by Celtic. Unbelievable pace. Unbelievable pace. Is this the night that Wilfred Nancy's system falls into place at Celtic? Dundee with the ball. Dundee United with the ball goes out for a throw in to Dundee United. Celtic putting pressure on Dundee United, which is good to see. Looks as if the players are starting to believe. Will this be the night that the players start to believe in the way that Wilfred Nancy wants them to play at Celtic? Tony Ralston with a bit of pace. Yeah, we should be taking chances like that, that's for sure. Celtic going again. Out to the wides. Celtic using the width of the pitch a lot more. They're playing a bit more like they played under Martin O'Neill tonight. There's a long ball forward. Come on. Ball in. Oh, there's another one over the bar. Over the bar by Johnny Kenny on 5 minutes 22. Over the bar. Should have been 2-0 Celtic. Two fantastic chances that we've had. And Johnny Kenny was way onside. I'll tell you one thing. Why didn't Johnny Kenny header that? Johnny Kenny should have headed that from Daizen Maeda, and he would have had a better chance of getting it in the back of the net. If we keep this up, I mean, this reminds me of the first 38 minutes that we played in Wilfred Nancy's very first game. We're never clinical in front of goal before in the first 10 minutes. My old man says that we never score in the first 20 minutes. And he'll be the one jumping about if we don't score in the first 20. If we do score in the first 20 minutes, I'll need to text him. Celtic putting pressure on Dundee United in the Celtic half. Ball goes out for a throw-in to Dundee United. Tony Ralston with his bruised eye. Well, Engels isn't on the pitch tonight, so it's good to see that. Oh, good one from Callum McGregor. Callum McGregor, Celtic going forward. It's just too much on it for Johnny Kenny to get that ball. Unbelievable play by Celtic so far. There's cheating beaten. Long throw from Dundee United way up into the Celtic half. Tony Ralston has it covered though. Tony Ralston kicks the ball, and I don't know what he was thinking about, but it was absolutely shite. Dundee United steal the ball back from Celtic, getting the string 1, 2, 3 passes together. Fourth pass out to the winger, goes out wide. Kieran Tierney, can he take on Kieran Tierney? No. Luke McCown's there to help. Kieran Tierney kicks it forward, and then Celtic try and retain the ball. Celtic now going forward over the halfway line. Good Van, another cracking ball. Can Celtic get onto that? Here we go again. Celtic's hit the shot. Oh, and it's a save by the Dundee United keeper. Cracking save by the Dundee United keeper from Johnny Kenny. Johnny Kenny should have been on 2 goals already. What a passage of play there that was. Johnny Kenny's got to take that. He was unlucky. The keeper, cracking save. Cracking save by the keeper. The really good save. It's a corner to Celtic. Can we get it? I feel it coming. I feel it. We're going to get it tonight. Paulo Bernardo coming in with a corner. Cross it in. Dundee United hit the ball out. Celtic get it back with Luke McCown. Luke McCown puts it back out to Paulo Bernardo. Paulo Bernardo comes back in. Goes all the way back to Tony Ralston. And then it goes to Rio Hatate. Rio Hatate going forward. Turns around, gives it to... Oh, he goes in midfield. He goes direct. Oh, that's a free kick to Celtic on the edge of the box. Free kick to Celtic right on the edge of the box. Yang gets taken out the game completely. Definitely a goal coming tonight. Definitely. Right. Luke McCown. Luke McCown with the free kick. Will Luke McCown take it or will Paulo Bernardo take it? Luke McCown put a few over in the last couple of weeks over the crossbar. Can Luke McCown get this free kick? He looks as if he's going for goal, Luke. Come on, Luke. The power is with you. Feel the force. The force of Celtic fans all around the world are edging this one in. Luke McCown off the wall. Celtic with the ball back on the edge of the box, and it goes out for a goal kick. If he scores tonight, I'm going to shout in my hospital room, says Celtic girl Jota. I hope you're doing well. I'm hoping it's nothing too serious. Chelper says, yep, we need to take our chances. Yeah, we do that. We do that. Yeah, it's been a great start from Celtic. You've got to say, fair play to the manager, because it's him that's... I don't want stats, you fucking adverts coming up. Celtic are playing fast attacking football here. Here's Celtic go again. The Dundee United keeper had to come right out to the edge of his box there and kick the ball back up into Celtic's half. Dundee United now fighting away in the midfield. The ball goes out for a Dundee United throw in the Dundee United half. Richard said it's got 0-0. We should be 3-0 up. Yeah, Joseph Davison's got it right. We should be 3-0 up by now. We should be at least 1-0 up. Just a kidney infection we get on Friday. Oh, that's good. That's good. Trusty with the ball to Kalmak. Kalmak spreads it wide. Dundee United in there fighting now. The ball goes out for a throw in to Celtic. Tony Ralston away to get the ball. Luke McCowan looking determined as ever when he's playing for Celtic. Celtic are not taking too many touches on the ball, which is good. 1 touch pass, 1 touch, 2 touch pass. You know, there's no walking about with the ball. Unlucky that Tony Ralston just hit a fucking rocket across. And I don't know how... Oh, God, Celtic got the ball going forward here. Going Johnny Kenny with the ball into the box. Johnny Kenny getting pushed out wide by the defender, and it's a throw-in to Celtic. Good on Johnny Kenny there. I mean, that was out of nothing. Celtic on the go again. Cross into the box. Can Celtic get it? Come on. Oh, no. Dundee United get the ball away. Dundee United get the ball away. It looks like it is a throw-in. Kalmak playing as that holding midfield player, helping out the defenders. Kalmak's completely sitting right back now, right in front of Trusty, which pushes the other defenders right out wide. Celtic with the ball going forward. Dundee United just steal the ball off them at the halfway line. Dundee United pressing the ball back to their own defenders. Will they have to go all the way back to the keeper? No, putting it out wide. Celtic seem to have just taken a little... Oh, that was a good ball. Go on. Come on. Inside. Cut inside. Go on. Take the shot. Take the shot. Goal! Dyson Maeda scores for Celtic! Celtic 1-0 up already. And there, Dyson Maeda. Now you smelt the blood coming. Yes, come on. Celtic winning 1-0. Fantastic start from Celtic. I tell you, that was all about putting pressure on the opposing team. Was all about putting the pressure. Dyson Maeda gets the ball on the edge of the box, cuts inside, slams it into the bar away corner, beating the keeper. Drinking Guinness till we win every game. 1-0 Celtic. Fantastic stuff. Brilliant stuff by Celtic. Dundee now with the ball again. It's been coming from Celtic. Dyson Maeda on the 13th minute. Brilliant stuff. Johnny Kenny with the ball, puts it way out wide. Yang looking up, crossing over the halfway line. Yang coming forward. Rio Hatate puts it away out wide again. Celtic is using the width of the pitch. Cross coming in. Kicked out from Dundee United. 1-0 Celtic. Celtic takes my old man. Where is he? Goal in the first 20 minutes. Celtic out wide again. Absolutely brilliant stuff. This Nancy must stay. I tell you one thing, the football tonight has been a lot faster, and it's definitely caught Dundee United out. Can Celtic keep up this intensity for the full 90 minutes of the game? That's the big question. There's another ball trying to get through to... Celtic are putting good pressure on Dundee United, and then when they're losing the ball... And Nancy, we trust. We look at a different team. Chilpel, we do. We look at an amazingly different team tonight, which is fantastic as far as a lot of us are concerned. We'll just see how it goes on. 293 people on the live so far. Been over 743 watched the game so far. It's a bit lower than normal. Come on, Celtic. Celtic just slowing it down a little bit, but Rio Hatate doing a fantastic infield ball. Celtic just giving the ball away. Luke McCowan there. Tierney pulling shots. Dundee United trying to get forward. Austin Trusty with a header. The score is 1. What's the score? The score's on the screen. What's the score? I mean, the score's actually on the screen, and folk are asking what the score is. Can't make it up. Snow has fallen all around us. Merry Christmas of the Huns. Dundee United are pissed, to be fair. And you've got to give Celtic their due, surely, and the manager. Right, Celtic kicking the ball out from the back. Kasper Schmeichel with the ball. He's going to go long. Away out and puts the ball out. That was terrible by Schmeichel. Trying to get it out to Dyson Maeda. Woeful. Purely woeful. Celtic putting pressure on Dundee United in their own half. Dundee United just come over the halfway line. Dundee United trying to split the defence. Kasper Schmeichel runs out and dives onto the ball at the edge of the box. This is more than 3 points tonight. It's about getting the monkey off Nancy's back. Bit of belief, momentum, something positive to build from. Well, the way that we're playing so far, there's a lot of positives to come at the game. They keep trying to get the ball forward early to our striker, Johnny Kenny. It's putting a lot of pressure on Johnny Kenny. But having Daiz Maeda out in the wing seems to be pretty much spot on. And Daiz Maeda is sticking right out on the wing. Celtic are passing the ball quite crisply tonight. You know, there's not too many touches on the ball, which is great to see. And the three at the back seem to be staying in and pretty much they're watching their three, because Dundee United are pushing 3 players up on the 3 defenders at Celtic. I wonder if Lawwell had resigned before the cup final, would we have won? Oh, maybe should have. Was that a foul? Oh, maybe not. Yeah, foul to Celtic. Celtic with the ball just at the halfway line. Tony Ralston, the furthest player back for Celtic, currently on the ball. Turns inside, turns his man, beats 1, beats 2, passes the ball forward to Paulo Bernardo. Paulo Bernardo kind of gets taken out there. Callum McGregor pushes it outside to Daiz Maeda. Daiz Maeda turns inside, waits, tries to get the reverse ball. Oh, that's a crack at Rio Hatate. Good on Rio Hatate keeping the ball there. Will he take a shot, Rio? He does, and it's went away over yonder. I think that the Proclaimers have just seen it going past them 500 miles after they walked out. And it's just taking a picture of the hierarchy at Celtic, sitting all happy with themselves. They're sitting quite smug, actually. It's currently showing you the hierarchy of Celtic, sitting smug as a bug. I'll get it up on the screen for you that are at home watching. This is the picture that the TV's just put up of the gruesome threesome as they sat there. Right, that's enough of that just now. Let's get back to the game. 20 minutes into the game, Celtic are winning 1-0. It's good to see Paulo Bernardo in that position. Callum McGregor telling players to kind of move about. Frees up Paulo Bernardo to get the ball. Tony Ralston, Paulo Bernardo. Paulo Bernardo just taking on players, gives it to Kalmak. Puts Kalmak under a bit of pressure, it's got to be said. Kalmak buys the fill. Long ball out. Nearly gets to Daiz Maeda. Nearly gets to Daiz Maeda. Dundee United are just sitting back now, trying to just calm the game down. Celtic are taking more touches than they did in the first couple of minutes of the game. Been a bit, I wouldn't say, just taking their time trying to pull Dundee United out by the looks of it. Goes back to Ralston. Ralston all the way back to Kasper Schmeichel. What does Kasper Schmeichel do? He gives it to Trusty, puts Trusty straight under pressure as Ralston and Trusty's just got to kick the ball up the park. The Kasper Schmeichel should have gave it back to Tony Ralston. I mean, by turning it around and giving it to Trusty, Trusty had a player sitting right on him. And McCowan is wasting a lot of passes, Baz, says Edward. Oh, there's a good ball to Johnny Kenny. Johnny Kenny's away up front. Johnny Kenny running on. He's 1-on-1 with the keeper. Can he make it? Go on, Johnny Kenny. Come on. What are you doing, son? That was unbelievable. Yang's now got the ball. Celtic has still got a bit of pressure. Rio Hatate's got the ball. Johnny Kenny. Off! Keeper puts it wide. Dice Maida's got the ball. They're lining up from Celtic to get the ball on the edge of the box. To be fair, Johnny Kenny should have loved that one. Should have hit that in the back of the net. Dundee United trying to press forward. Where is Ralston going? Ralston, you're running the wrong... Oh, fuck's sake, Ralston. Ralston was running in the wrong direction. He thinks he's in one direction. Let me just check. Consent. Hope we don't score right now because I'm in the middle of doing something. There we go. Subscribers only. I didn't have subscribers only on the chat. But thank you for sorting the chat out. But I've got subscribers only mode on now, so it should be harder for them to come into the chat. I'll tell you one thing, fair play to Johnny Kenny. It was probably going to go out, but it might have just sneaked in, I don't know. But the goalkeeper had to push it out. Celtic look faster than they know their positions more, what the formation. Yeah, it looks as if they're enjoying playing a little bit more tonight. But then again, Yang's just having his totties here. Dundee United just got the cross in, and it's a shot from Dundee United, and it goes way over the bar. Yang's a lightweight in that position. I mean, they could have scored there. I like Johnny Kenny, but good lord, we need a striker. Yeah, we do that. Kasper Schmeichel kicking the ball out. That just froze there. What is Kasper doing? His distribution is terrible. Kasper Schmeichel's distribution is terrible. I don't know what to make of that man sometimes. Yeah, I know, Aaron. But it keeps the numbers going up. Celtic TV are trying to make excuses for him. Typical Celtic TV. Not prepared to tell it as it is. Dundee United with the throw-in just at the halfway line. 24 minutes, 54 seconds into the game, and Celtic are still leading 1-0. And I've got to say, it's been a good half for Celtic. I'm not going to criticise any of the players because I think that after the way that we've been playing over the last couple of weeks, we're getting the ball, we're distributing the ball quicker in the midfield. We just need those quick balls out. See, there's players out of position now. Dice Maida's out of position, and then that just slowed that whole passage movement there. And Yang's come back into defence. And Celtic are just taking one touch, pass, one touch from Callum McGregor, pass. Let's get this on the wide screen. That's a terrible picture tonight. I mean, Celtic are keeping the ball. They're keeping the ball a lot better today. The back three are playing as a solid back three. We're actually playing really good, Megan's Diamond. We are winning 1-0. It was well deserved. It could have been 3-0 by now. Dundee United trying to get the ball forward. Callum McGregor just sweeping everything up in the midfield just now. Celtic going forward again. Dice Maida back to Kieran Tierney. Callum McGregor got the ball in midfield. Dundee United are just putting everyone back in defence now. As Celtic are passing the ball a lot better this evening. That was as I say that, Luke McCowan has a bad pass. But Celtic win the ball back. Dundee United have the ball again. Up to the halfway line, long ball, diagonal, out to the Dundee United winger. Kieran Tierney gets it, and then The ball ricochets off a Dundee United player and it's through to Kasper Schmeichel. Kasper the Ghost decides to kick the ball out. And he doesn't get it to Johnny Kenny. Once again, Kasper Schmeichel's distribution was poor, to say the very least. Dundee United defending quite well. I mean, there's the Celtic front three pushing up. Celtic seem to have slowed the pace down a bit. They've definitely, Celtic have slowed it down a little bit. There's a good ball out to Rio Hatate. Rio Hatate running forward. Rio Hatate still going forward. And it's a throw in to Celtic. Right in the Dundee United half. Yang with a throw in to Tony Ralston. Quick ball up. I tell you, I think the Celtic manager would be more. I wonder how the Celtic fans are feeling tonight about it. The ones that are at the game, because we're definitely playing a lot better. I mean, are they making a lot of noise?
16 different nationalities in their squad.
Celtic fans aren't really singing from what I can hear. What you want is Celtic. There's Kasper Schmeichel again. Kasper Schmeichel trying to put a long. His distribution's terrible. Kasper needs dropped. Kasper Schmeichel is the only player in the first half that isn't getting pass marks for me because his distribution's woeful. The defence is playing themselves into trouble. Kasper Schmeichel. What's the goalie doing? Dundee United take a shot. Oh no, God. Jeez, it just goes wide. We were lucky that wasn't 1-1. Quick ball out from Kasper Schmeichel. It's Celtic got the ball in midfield again. Luke McCown with the ball. Can he get an early ball to Dice Maida? He gets it to the Dundee United player. I tell you, Celtic are showing a lot of desire tonight that hasn't been there. If Celtic played like this in the cup final, they would have won the cup final. It's as easy as that. Definitely would have won the cup final. Don't do this, Pish. Why is it? There we go.
Yeah, this was the early one, Celtic. The first head.
Oh, he's lucky that was just wide.
Quicker there.
He's lucky it was wide. The throw into Dundee. And my internet's jumping about. Now I'm about 10 seconds behind. Oh, that's great. Now I'm 10 seconds behind the game. Cross in from Dundee United. Let's see if we can refresh this and see if we can get it to speed up.
Well, I think at every opportunity, I mean, poor old Ferrer.
I'm about 6 seconds behind. No, I'm not. I'm 20 seconds behind. For fuck's sake. Oh. Schmeichel passing it away up front again. It comes to nothing. Much better without Engels in the team. I think it's much better without Scales in the team as well. Rio Hatate with the ball out wide to Yang. Yang gives the ball to Rio Hatate. Rio Hatate crosses in straight to the Dundee United keeper. They're over 30 seconds behind. Well, I was bang on time, but this stream that I'm watching has decided to slow down. Celtic going forward, trying to get the ball to Dice Maida. Dundee United, oh, that was a bit of a hefty tackle there. Dundee United now with a ball out wide. Come on, Celtic. Ball goes out for a corner, a throw in the corner to Celtic. Celtic putting themselves under pressure there. Yang, what was Yang thinking there? Dundee United with a shot. Kalmak winning the ball in midfield. Dais Maeda puts it out wide. Yang, Rio Hatate into Celtic midfield. Can we keep the ball? Gets put out wide again. Kieran Tierney coming forwards. Cross in from Kieran Tierney straight to the Dundee United defender. Dundee United keep the ball in there. Aaron says if Bernardo had more game time, he would be class. I think so. He does seem to be moving about positions tonight. And Rio Hatate's all over the place again. Come on, Johnny Kenny. Nobody chasing it down. Goes into the corner. And it's a throw in to Dundee United. Unbelievable. Good pressure for Celtic in this half. There's one thing, if the players could play like this for the whole 50 minutes, 60, 70 minutes, before we make any changes, I think the manager will be a little more happier. But ultimately, will the Celtic fans be happier? Definitely happier the way that we're playing so far. Celtic just keeping the ball. Now we're just passing it backwards. I'm missing too many. Come on. Johnny Kenny again. And he misses an open goal. That should have been another one. We should have been 4-0 up. You've got to put that in the back of the net. You've got to put that in the back of the net. I mean, that was a cracking ball by Dyson. Johnny Kenny's got one thing to do and tap it in the back of the net. I mean, it's a miss. And he's not the only one that's missed tonight. You know, that's quite a few misses that we've had tonight. When you look at the possession, Celtic have got 78% possession. Pass accuracy is at 88%, and Celtic have had 281 passes so far. Get him off, I've had enough. Kenny's shite. Can Rio Hatate make room in the box? Here, Rio Hatate and Rio Hatate. Rio Hatate just missed a sitter, you could say. I mean, Johnny Kenny holds the ball up there. Johnny Kenny puts a brilliant ball through to Rio Hatate. So people saying that Johnny Kenny was shite, that was a brilliant. He mishits it altogether. He totally mishits it, and then he goes and plays a perfect pass to Rio Hatate. So you can't say he's absolutely shite. Hope your beer's not frozen this morning. No, it's not, which is good. Dundee United kicked the ball away up the park. 35 minutes on the clock. Still Celtic 1. How is it only Celtic 1? Celtic should have been scoring about 4 or 5 goals here. We should have been at least 2-0 up on the evening. Maeda looks like a new player. He does that. This game should have been over, but Dundee United is still in it. It's always the same at Dundee United. Ball out to Dais Maeda. Dyson comes inside. Take a shot. Oh, nearly. Nearly from Dyson. Johnny Kenny's got he's up against some big players. Do you know, I'd give him his due. He's totally... He's right up for it. Celtic should have been 4-0 up. Yeah, they're easily 4-0 up. But the good thing is we're playing some fantastic football. The Celtic commentator is watching something different from us. Dundee United with the ball. Cross in. Dundee United gets to the ball. Celtic get the ball away out. Johnny Kenny holds the ball up for Celtic, passes it out to Dyson Maeda. Dyson Maeda just slows the game down a bit. Ball goes all the way back to Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney to Trusty. I've got to say, the back three of Tierney, Trusty and Ralston seems to be working. Strangely enough. Oh, that's another poor one by Schmeichel. What's Schmeichel doing? Thank goodness Celtic were on the ball there, because that was another poor one by Schmeichel. Celtic, Paulo Bernardo on the edge of the box to Rio, tries to get it back to Paulo. Doesn't come off. Celtic chasing the ball down, which they haven't been doing. Schmeichel just giving the ball away. He's always giving the ball away. He's absolutely... The manager's trying to get someone's attention. Get that idiot Casper off. He's a liability. It is that. He's a big liability, but... I'm surprised at the Celtic defence playing so well. I mean, Kieran Tierney's away out wide. Oh, here goes Casper. He's going to give the ball away, isn't he? Yep. No, gets it to Yang. Yang then gets it to Rio. Rio's got the ball again. Yang's further forward. Rio doesn't give it to him. Yang gives the ball. Rio gives the ball back to... Oh, and it goes all the way back to Casper Schmeichel. Come on. Get Forrest on for Kenny. James Forrest isn't an out-and-out striker. Johnny Kenny is holding it up against big guys. James Forrest isn't the height of the big guys that are up that are in defence. Johnny Kenny's having a fine game. Just give him peace. He's only a young lad. Johnny Kenny's doing the dirty work, the dirty side of the game well tonight by holding up some of the Dundee United players. It's great seeing Paulo Bernardo marauding about that midfield, because he's on the ball now. Decides not to give it to Dyson. Puts it out to Kalmak. Then to Dyson. Paulo's back on the ball. Oh, what a pass. Right to the feet. That's what we've been missing at Celtic. Oh, there's a cross in. Off. Nobody's at the back post. Where was Yang? Yang's meant to be coming in at the back post. It was flicked on by Johnny Kenny. I don't know what you're watching. It was flicked on by Johnny Kenny, and it was Yang that was at the back post. You're all need to get your glasses changed. It was Johnny Kenny that flicked it on, and Yang was nowhere to be seen. Throw in from Dundee United. Throw in to Celtic now. Celtic with the ball at the back. There's been 1,654 people on the live this evening. Currently 341. Be alright if the whole 1,600 stayed on the live all the time. That would really help the channel out. How can you praise Kenny Baz? He's hopeless. People are saying that it was Yang that put the header on. It wasn't. It was Johnny Kenny that put the header onto Yang, and Yang was nowhere to be seen. Ay. This game is showing why Bernardo hasn't been given a game. Beyond belief. I'm telling you, there's a player there. Tell you one thing. Any other game, Casper Schmeichel doing it again. Tries to get the ball out. Luckily, we get the ball back. Callum McGregor with the ball. Gets a quick player to him. Yang's way out of position. Way out of his position, Yang. But it is a throw into Celtic. Celtic's now got the ball. Kalmak. Can Celtic get another goal before half time? Celtic should have been at least 2-0 up by now. There's a cross coming in, and the ball goes out for a corner. We need to make these corners count. Kenny's been asked to be number 1 striker when he should be learning his trade under an experienced number 9. You're exactly right. And it's always the same with Celtic fans. Oh, he's pish, he shouldn't be at Celtic. He's a young lad learning his trade, playing at this level. And, there's too many Celtic fans, and we do it all the time. Corner coming in for Celtic, can we get this goal? We need the second goal. And it goes over. It's now Trusty heads it over. Casper's pish. Yeah, I would agree with that one. Casper is pish. The players are sitting having a laugh in the dugout. This is a bit better than they've been doing previously. None of them had smiles on their faces. At this point, I'd take the 1-0 win because I think we've played a lot better tonight. There's a lot of positives to be taken from tonight's game. Oh, come on, Celtic. Just losing the ball. It's a free kick. Oh, it's going to be a booking. Paulo Bernardo gets booked. He's 22. He's not a young lad anymore. How many 22-year-olds that have came through the Celtic system are at the club? Ask yourself that. Ask yourself that. How many of the young lads that have came through the system that are the same age as Liam Scales, as Johnny Kenny? Johnny Kenny never came through the system at Celtic. He came from Ireland, he came over here, and then he got sent back. He manned up. He came back a different player. But still, people are giving them stick. 22 is young. 22 is young in football terms. Especially at Celtic. You're 22-year-old, you're getting put out on loan as a Celtic player if you're coming through the ranks under Brendan Rodgers. Dundee United with the ball in their half. Celtic's... Oh, come on, you've got to steal the ball back there, Celtic. Dyson Maeda not tracking back as much as I'd like to see him. Dundee United. Come on, Ralston. Jesus, that was just a hit and hope, wasn't it? Hit and hope. Johnny Kenny buys the foul on 44 minutes. Super chat from Gus. Love your watch alongs. Cheers for that, Gus. Dundee United keeper kicks the ball out. Oh, it's a long one to the Dundee United. Oh, it's a strike on goal. Direct from Dundee United. Direct from Dundee United. Callum McGregor with the ball in the middle of the park. Going forward. Still going forward. Gets it to Dyson Maeda. Dyson Maeda then puts it back to Paulo Bernardo. Paulo Bernardo switches it. He's actually slowing the game down. Gives it back to Callum McGregor. I wouldn't make any changes at half time. Yeah, I'd take Kasper Schmeichel off and bring on the young goalkeeper. Because I mean, Celtic are controlling the game well here. Half time. And it is Celtic. Celtic 1. Dundee United 0. Celtic 1 at half time. I've got to say, fantastic from Celtic. I'm well chuffed. Dyson Maeda scored on the 13th minute. Cracking. Johnny Kenny should have had a couple of goals. Other players should have had goals. Listen, I think we need to take the positives. There's lots of positives that have came out the game so far. The manager will be happy. Will this be the night that we went away? If they'd played like this in the cup final, there's one thing for sure. A lot of the players would wouldn't be has been speaking about the way that I've been spoke about in the last couple of days. Anyway, give me a minute. I'm going to have something to eat. All right, let's get back to it. Celtic are winning. Let's get that screen off. Where is it? There's it there. So what do you think about the game in the first half? I thought it was a good first half for Celtic. Played fantastic football. Should have been a couple of goals up in the first 3 minutes. And a lot of people having debates on Johnny Kenny. Ah, dear God. They've always got to blame someone. Kenny, neither striker in January. Kenny not good enough. Should have been at least 3-0 up. Would have Kelechi have buried it? I don't know. How much did Johnny Kenny cost Celtic? That's the question that you need to be asked. Anyway. That's what we're on. Dark and lively. Hey, guys, got you on my TV and chatted to you in the comments on my phone. Perfect, mate. Me just on YouTube. Fans on here wanting defeat. That's what it's like, isn't it? We're 1-0 up. We should have been 2 or 3-0 up in the first couple of minutes. We should have been 2-0 up before Dyson sticks it in the back of the net. Some of the good passages to play. I mean, Johnny Kenny, he hits one straight over the bar where he should have headed it. Johnny Kenny maybe just needs a bit of more game time. Because when Dyson goes running into the box and puts it to Johnny Kenny, that's age. You know, he tries to kick it and it's behind him. I think that Johnny Kenny, a couple of years' time, I mean, the one for Dyson, buries it into the back of the net. Oh, it's empty. It's finished. Nothing. There's nothing there. Look. It's showing you the Dyson goal again. Coming inside. That's what you expect. Yeah, we need another goal, but I'm going to take the positives out of the game tonight. The positives in the defence. Playing... The defence seems to be playing a lot wider than what they normally do. Is that spreading the pitch a bit? I tell you, Dyson bullets that, doesn't he? Absolute bullets it. And there's the one with Johnny Kenny. He should have scored this one. He's 1-on-1 with the keeper. And the ball gets under his feet. That's an age thing. That's just inexperience at this level. you've got to give him that bit of experience. And then he comes in with a cross there. And I tell you one thing, if the deflection had went in from Johnny Kenny, the one where the goalkeeper puts it past the post, everyone would be saying that Johnny Kenny was brilliant. It's just decision making. Well, and that does come with experience. And I think that Johnny Kenny learning his trade. Johnny Kenny's not learning from anyone. He's not got a big striker teaching him how to play. We could have done with a John Hartson or it's an inability thing, not an age thing, says Liam. The guy cost about 500 grand, about 200 grand or something, 150 grand. Do you know what I mean? He's always got to be picking on someone. But then again, with this one that come in, he's got to bury that in the back of the net. I mean, that's 3 good chances he's had. Yang misses a sitter. Rio Hitati misses a sitter. Anyway, super chat from Flying Column. Jesus. A big super chat from Flying Column. €2. Flying Column, €20. It says €2. Let me see. What does it come up as? Yeah, it was a €2 super chat. Thank you, mate. Kenny's poor. Back to the League of Ireland. Oh. There's always got to be a young boy come through the system that's just not going to get the support from the Celtic fans, that's for sure. Kenny can't handle the pressure just now. Should he be asked? Here's the question. Should Johnny Kenny be asked to take the pressure? Let's do a little halftime poll. Nah, there's not even used to doing a poll about that, because if you're good enough, you're young enough, you play. It's as simple as that. And when you look at it, some shocker of fans on here tonight. Yeah, you're getting that one. My 11-year-old son could score those chances. Whoa, Scott, that's a bit of a dig, because man, cousin's son is a striker, and I've seen him missing some of those. But he's going to be. I think he'll be a better striker than Johnny Kenny. Just saying. Just a pity that he's not at Celtic, unfortunately. Schmeichel, let's talk about Kasper Schmeichel. Tell me your thoughts on Kasper Schmeichel in goals tonight. Paul Baird says that Johnny Kenny will come good. I think so. If you want to play at Celtic, you have to take the pressure. Yeah, you have to take the pressure, but you also need good coaches. You need good coaches to manage the player. You know, you've got to be able to manage a player right and make sure that he's taught how to play the Celtic way. You know, I think that Johnny Kenny's doing a lot of good off the ball. He's holding up the ball. You know, he's up there with big physical defenders that are way older than him. But anyway, let's talk about Kasper Schmeichel. Kasper Schmeichel is the number 1 goalkeeper at Celtic, and Kasper Schmeichel should not be the number 1 goalkeeper at Celtic. Too many times tonight, you've got on one side of it, you've got Celtic fans on here tonight criticising a 22-year-old player. Criticising a 22-year-old player when you've got a 30-odd-year-old, nearly 40-year-old goalkeeper who cannot kick a ball out to a Celtic player. But everyone's jumping on Johnny Kenny. That's very interesting. That says a lot about you lot, that you're jumping on the youngest player on the squad and saying that he's pissing, he's not Celtic standard. But you've got a goalkeeper that has all the experience in the world, and that, to be fair, is woeful. Kasper Schmeichel's distribution tonight has been terrible. If he was a striker, you would say get him off in the first 5 minutes. But nobody is talking about Kasper Schmeichel. Baz, stop making excuses. He plays in the first team. Should be battering them in. The game should be over. Of course it should be over. But let's talk about Schmeichel. Schmeichel will be on his way to Saudi. He may be after the end of this season. Great to see Bernardo taking his chance. He's made a great difference. Yep. Casper needs brought off. I would rather Dohan and goals rather than him. Yeah, there is that. But anyway, right. Let's get back on because the players will be coming out in the next couple of minutes. We'll see who's players are coming back out onto the pitch. No, it's not showing you the beginning of the game again. Slated for weeks, Michael should be replaced by Sin Asalo. Casper takes too long. I think the biggest issue is Casper. To be honest, Baz, you've never liked Michael. I liked him when he first came in, when he was the clean sheet Casper in his first year at Celtic, but it quickly became apparent that his distribution is not what Joe Hart was, and we can only compare him to what Joe Hart did at Celtic. And Joe Hart was way up here in my estimations at Celtic, but then Joe Hart wasn't the ideal answer either, because he hated playing the ball out at the back. I think if Joe Hart had played under Martin O'Neill, you would have seen a different Joe Hart. Kasper Schmeichel went out injured towards the end of last season. Sinisalo came in, and Sinisalo's distribution was way better. You can only base it on what keepers do on getting the ball out, the pace of getting the ball out, the accuracy of kicking the ball out, the accuracy of getting it to a player and speeding up the game of play. When Kasper Schmeichel kicks the ball out to Kieran Tierney and it goes out for a throw into Dundee United, and then he kicks it out to Yang or he kicks it out to Rio Hatate and it goes out for a throw in to Dundee United, or if he kicks the ball up long to Johnny Kenny and it goes straight to a Dundee United player, you've then got to question, well, we've never seen that towards the end of last season, and all we can base our analysis on is what the keeper did towards the end of the last season, and his distribution was way better. And I said at the time, Kasper shouldn't have played in the final. We lost the final. We've now lost 2 finals in a row with Kasper Schmeichel as goalkeeper. Anyway, since the Scottish Cup, he's just not been up to standard, says Kenny. Schmeichel has had his time. Sinisalo should be our first choice goalkeeper. He should that. There are some super chats came in. The Flying Column has figured out how to work his phone. He's given us a €20 super chat. Thanks for that, mate. It means that it comes through in euros and it still gets 30% taken off from Google, as they always do. Super chat, it's much appreciated, mate, by the way. It's much appreciated. I appreciate every single super chat, and that's why they get kept until the end also. And a super chat from Danny Cassie also. Right. The Danes still pick Casper. Help Scotland a beauty. Yeah, it did that. Celtic players are back out onto the pitch. Kasper Schmeichel's up talking to Trusty and Callum McGregor. Interesting. Yeah, Google takes 30% off of everything that when you get super chats. It's a rip-off. They take their cut. Which is unbelievable. Because you would think that it was going direct to the creator, but it doesn't. It goes straight to Google, which is a bit of a pain. I mean, I could put a link up, but then it means that you have to come off and then go and put it. Yeah, 30% taking off. It's a fucking nightmare. But that's how Google makes their money. Anyway, let's get back to Kasper Schmeichel walking back to the goals. Dundee United getting ready to kick off the game. Dundee United getting ready to kick off. I'll just go to that there. Just to that screen down. Dundee United manager walking out. I'm just waiting on the game starting. Looks like Dundee United are making a change at half time. And the game has kicked off. Now, there we go. I'm a bit behind, but I'm not going with what you've seen because I can only just go with the time that I see. Anyway, Dundee United keeper has the ball, does a long kick right up the park into the Celtic half. Every Dundee United player in the Celtic half, Jim Goodwin, have told them to have a go this second half because it is only 1-0. And he believes that Celtic will be there for the taking. Playing head tennis the first minute into the game. Dundee United kick the ball away up, and it's going to be a by kick to Kasper Schmeichel. I got Rob subscribing to you on YouTube. Jesus. That's not very good. Anyway, the game has kicked off. Bit of something about nothing there. With the players. Throw into Celtic. The Bricky taking the throw in. Schmeichel should be warming up Sinisalo. Yeah, he should. Dundee United are playing a bit better. Oh, Celtic have just stolen the ball. God, out wide to Dyson. Dyson just slips. Come on, Dyson. That should have been your ball. Dundee United on the counter press. Right up for it, Dundee United. Celtic passing just not as what it was in the first half so far. But I think the biggest change to this one is Dundee United definitely going more direct. Come on, Ralston. You let that boy past you there. Trusty saves Celtic. Oh, no, he doesn't. It's an attempt at goal and it's way over. Ralston doing a Ralston. Why doesn't Ralston header that? I mean, I thought Trusty losing the ball as well. Yeah, had a good trip home, mate. It was good. Good to see the family. Ball up to Dyson Maeda. Dundee United just kick the ball out. I think that Celtic will score again. I hope so. Scott, I'll keep you in mind for that, mate. Because I'll be booking my flights for into the new year quite soon. Come on, Celtic, you're not playing that great here. Dundee United with a shot. Oh, is it going to go out for a corner? Yep, corner to Dundee United. Jesus Christ. Where did this come from? They better not put pressure on Celtic here. I'll tell you one thing, I don't think Kasper, if Austin Trusty didn't get that ball, I'm not too keen on Kasper getting it. They do have a corner. Put your fingers in your ears and cover your eyes. Corner coming in. Dundee United have got a hell of a height in that box. Celtic get the ball away. Dundee United have got it on the edge of the box, put it out wide. Dundee United get a cross in. Oh, Jesus. Out for a corner. Out for a corner. Is it? No, it's not. That came off Johnny Kenny. Ralston shouldn't even be on the bench. Looks like you've had a sniff from Margin for getting into them Celtic. Do you think they all went into the dressing room? Dundee United players went into the dressing room and got told, right, get the marksman powder into you. Johnny Kenny. If anything, Johnny Kenny needs to get into the gym and improve his upper body strength. If I was a Celtic coach, I'd be telling Johnny Kenny every day, oh, come on. We're getting ripped apart here. Oh, Jesus. What happened to the composure we had in the first half? It's another corner to Dundee United. Michael Brady just become a member. Thank you to Michael. Come on, Celtic. Corner to Dundee United. They've got a lot of height in that box. Corner in. Doesn't get past the first man. Way out is a throw-in to Dundee United. And it was Johnny Kenny defending for Celtic at the front post. Another throw-in for Dundee United. Come on. Kasper Schmeichel never looks confident. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Kasper Schmeichel makes a save with his feet. And it goes out. Fair play to Kasper Schmeichel. Did he see that coming? Oh, yeah, he did, didn't he? It was a good save. Good save. But he just puts it right back into play, doesn't he? I mean, why didn't he try and grab that with his hands? There's another corner. Come on. Jesus, I mean, look at the upper body strength of these Dundee United players compared to the Celtic players. Back to the same crap. Embarrassing. Another corner for Dundee United. Celtic under the cosh. First 5-6 minutes into this game. Now on to 7 minutes into the game. Dundee, Kasper saves from the corner. Kasper saves from the corner. Right, Celtic, get the ball down. Start playing. Dundee United are pressing further up the field than they were in the first half. Dundee United manager's now shouting at his players. They're putting pressure on Trusty in the defence. Schmeichel gives it back to Trusty. Trusty's going to go long ball way up the park. Doesn't reach Johnny Kenny, reaches the Dundee United player. Comes back in. Kieran Tierney has the ball. He just punts it up the park also. Dundee United just head at the back. It's a bit scrappy just now. Can Celtic see? Celtic were stealing balls like that in the first half. You know, Celtic would need to get a grip of the game the way that we played the first half. Definitely not as quick. But then you could say that was Dundee United. Dyson with the ball. He knows that Johnny Kenny's offside. It's good for Dundee United there. Got to say it was good for Dundee United. And Johnny Kenny taking out the game completely. Oofed. It's Paulo. Hoofball. Yeah, that is that. It was Paulo Bernardo that was wiped out. A lot of the Celtic players do look boy band members rather than football players. Right, come on Celtic. Tierney with the ball. Back to Trusty. Trusty hitting it back to me. This is the difference. In the first half, Trusty was taking the ball forward. Trusty was taking the ball forward and going forward. When we've reverted to taking too many passes. And Rio Hitate's just made a bad pass out to Callum McGregor. What's happened to the one-touch pass stuff? No, see, we've slowed the game down. Definitely, we've slowed the way that we're playing. We need to get back up to the one-touch passing that we were doing the first half. And that doesn't come from the manager. That's the players themselves. The players aren't thinking. Dundee United putting us under pressure. Celtic just cannot get the ball down and string together a load of passes. Paulo Bernardo loses the ball in midfield. Rio Hatate passes it. Paulo tries to get the ball back. Puts out to Callum. Callum gets it out wide. Rio with the ball. Celtic going forward. Oh, come on. That's a bit better, but their passing and their intensity isn't there the way it was in the first half. And I did say the first 5-10 minutes into the game, can Celtic maintain this intensity? This is what we're reduced to, as playing out our skin to look good against shit teams. Let's just get to the next window. Dundee United ball in, goes away, passed out for a goal kick to Celtic. Kasper Schmeichel gives the ball to Trusty. Trusty gives it back to Schmeichel. What is he doing that for? Schmeichel with a long ball up. Oh, it hits Johnny Kenny. Johnny Kenny to... What? Johnny Kenny was offside. Unbelievable. Dundee United coming forward. Another corner to Dundee United. I tell you, this isn't good considering the stats are changing a bit. There's another corner to them. Paulo Bernardo has been booked for Celtic. I think he's the only player that has been booked. Dundee United have got a corner coming in here. Lots of Dundee United players in the box and on the edge of the box. Can Celtic get it away? The ball goes straight through to the opposite end. You should always have somebody on that corner. Yang stealing the ball. Can Yang get the... Oh, Jesus. Just keeps the ball, son. That's all you're asked to do, Yang, is say that... Ay, ay, ay. Corner from Dundee United. You can tell what's coming because we're giving them... We've not got any height here. And what did I say? Oh, Jesus God. We've lost our shape and everything. Giving them far too much space. Far too much space. Unbelievable. They've been putting us under pressure since the second half. You know, we stopped playing the one-touch pass. They put us under pressure. They're the ones that have upped the game in the second half. What's Wilfred Nancy clapping his hands for? He does realise that the other team scored. Is it offside? The Dundee United players were offside. Is it offside? No. It's fucking woeful. Honest to God. Everybody's chasing the ball. We're not looking at the Dundee United players. I mean, who was meant to be closing him down? Yang. That says it all. Yang's trying to close it. Is it offside?
Dundee United, they are level.
Yeah, no, it's the goal's given. Goal is given. Yeah, we should have been 4-up, but we're not. But the players have got a lot to answer for. We're just kicking the ball away up front now. What the hell was that? Johnny Kenny's trying to get the ball, and Johnny Kenny puts it out for a goal kick. It's a big half for the Celtic manager, having been 1-0 up. We need to make changes. Who do we take off? Scott. This is the thing. Who do we take off? Throw in from Dundee United. Kenny missed 2 sitters alone. Throw from Dundee United. Dundee United going route 1. Long ball for Dundee United. For fuck's sake. Really? Oh, come on. Jesus. Oh. Everybody's going on about Johnny Kenny missing an open goal. Dundee United striker missed the exact same ball as Johnny Kenny in the first half. And Kasper Schmeichel keeps us in the game. Or has he? Another corner. We cannot defend corners. Ball down. Oh no, come on. Jesus. It's 2-1 to Dundee United. Why is the manager clapping? We cannot defend it. Look at the Dundee United. They've got 2 players on the edge of the box. We're not closing the players down. That's Yang again. It's not Kenny. For fuck's sake. Kasper nowhere near it. Get him gone. Right, Celtic need composure. We're 2-1 down. Come on, Paulo Bernardo, that's it. Get the composure back into the team. Dies Maeda getting the ball. Can he keep it in? Celtic just not... Hit it. Ah, for fuck's sake. They've scored 2 goals. I don't see how it's Nancy's fault either. The players have got a lot to answer for in the second half. The players came out and never got started. You've got to take... The players have to take some responsibility for this. And that's the worst thing about it. Here come changes. James Forrest and Arnie Engels. James Forrest and Arnie Engels for Celtic. That's going to be interesting to see. Who's coming off? There's a third change as well. The manager is going to make 3 changes. Shin Yamada's coming on for Celtic. Shin Yamada is coming on for Celtic. Unbelievable. Oh, come on, Celtic. This is just... It's not even funny anymore. I mean, Tony Ralston, what's he thinking there? Does he get the foul? Right, here come the changes. Shin Yamada, James Forrest and Arnie Engels. Johnny Kenny is off. Arnie Engels is on. Rio Hitati. Wow. Big Big shout from the manager, taking off Rio Hitati. Big shout from the manager, taking off Rio Hitati, leaving on Paulo Bernardo and Arne Engels. That's a massive one. Massive one. Subs coming on too late. Oof. Ball straight up the pitch. Let's see how Shin Yamada plays as the number one striker, or will Daisen Maeda be pushed into the middle of the park? The manager's just waving at the side of his. Why take Bernardo off? He never took Bernardo off. Sack the board now. Rio's raging. Sometimes Rio needs taking off, but you can understand. I don't know. The manager sees something that we don't. Oh, is that a throw in to Celtic? The manager has given us time. Fans charting Martin O'Neill.
Good in the first half and control and dominate the.
There's need to get Kasparov. Manager needs to go now. Yeah. If we lose this, I will say that. But let's get to the end of the game first. Just see if I can get some of that volume on. Celtic fans shouting, "Sack the board."
His shin fended off interest from Koresh.
Wilfred get to fuck.
Forrest.
Unbelievable.
Shin going for the return.
Wilfred get to fuck the Celtic fans. Bernardo was on a yellow. James Forrest. Oh, I mean, why is he holding these nuts? Weird one. Oh, Martin Neal was class. William Nancy has one. Can Celtic get this over the line tonight? They were leading 1-0. They had a crazy amount of chances in the first half.
Lacking a
crazy amount
clinical
of
cutting edge.
Can they get it over the line? Can Celtic ultimately get the win? Nope, there's nobody there, Kieran. Daisen Maeda's out of position. Second half collapse. Yeah, I know. I need to keep the audio down. Come on, Celtic. Jim Goodman looks as if he's raging. Should we really be giving this guy money in January? I'm celebrating no fucking draw. I'm not celebrating a draw either. I can't believe that this has happened, to be honest. We were playing such good football the first half, and it's just been a complete collapse the second half. Our season is officially over, says Scott. It's not officially over. There's no way it's officially over. I did say I wasn't looking forward to this before the game. I did say that this is just going to be St. Roch's manager would be better. Don't know what's holding the game up. Playing like a dying Gretna. Yeah, the Sheep will beat us on Sunday. If the Sheep beat us on Sunday, that has to be the end of Wilfred Nancy. It has to be the end. It's as simple as that. Give Nancy, I feel like, yes, Scott, so do I. I feel as if I'm back in 1993 or something. It honestly feels like I'm back in 1993 watching Celtic. Dundee United with the ball forward. 70 minutes and it's 2-1 Dundee United. Celtic just not able to do anything. Anything. Yang's not a player. Never will be. Tonight's the end. Dundee United with a long throw in. Another chance by Dundee United. Oh, way over the bar. Everyone smells the fear, mate. Everyone does. It's just, here comes Casper kicking the ball out. Does he get it to a Celtic player? He kicks it straight. What's Casper Schmeichel doing? He kicked it straight to a Dundee United player. There wasn't even a Celtic player in the vicinity of where he kicked the ball. Casper Schmeichel needs to follow his big mate away to fucking Saudi Arabia. Did a live stream last night and give you a shout out, Baz. Hope you don't mind. No, anytime, mate. Anytime. You doing? I need to check your channel, mate. This team was on fire under Martin O'Neill. It was that, and it's now. I don't know what to call what we are now. Are we anything? Oh, the defence is all out of shape. Everything's changed. We're just out of shape. Everything. Dundee United again getting the ball in. Where's that channel? There we go. Go to channel. There we go. Keep that for later on. This is just embarrassing. I mean, Shin Yamada's nowhere near up front. I mean, there's a ball in. He's, oh, fuck's sake. Come on, Shin. You've got to hit the. That was an open goal. That was an open goal for Shin Yamada. Shin Yamada should have had that in the back of the net. Shin Yamada has to get that into the back of the net. John the truck driving legend and Danny Cassie's been giving us some super chats. Danny Cassie, give the super chats a shout out. Scales is coming on. Last throw of the dice for the manager. There's been 1,660 comments. Hope there's a crowd at Celtic Park night to welcome the Pretenders back. Scales coming on for Celtic. What position is he going to put? I feel sick. I feel physically sick. I mean, I'm just... Oh, come on. Who's that slipping on their arse? This is embarrassing. Dundee United are in the Celtic box. There's no fluency or nothing. Nobody up front. James trying to get a ball out to Dies Maida. Dies Maida, ball in. Shite ball. Shite. Scales on the wing. Managers don't lose their first 4 games and recover. No. No. Neil Lennon's banned from Dunfermline. Kieran Tierney's come off. Oh. Come on, Celtic. Why is Shin Yamada running behind the back defender? Why is he not in the middle of the two defenders? Feels like the Super Cali night. It does that. That was late afternoon. There's no shape. No, the shape of the team is completely lost. Tierney going off. The back three were in a back three the most of the game. It was good. First half. I've never seen. This is trusty with the ball. Celtic trying. What the hell was that? What was that from Shin Yamada? What on earth was that from Shin Yamada? He's in the middle of the. He's in the middle of the. Right on the edge of the box. How can you not hit that on target? Folk talking about Johnny Kenny when Shin Yamada can't even hit the target. Come on, people. That was woeful. That was terrible. First half was decent, some fluid football. Yeah, it was that. That's called a big toe. Dundee United. Jesus, Casper saves it. Casper gets the ball out, gets it out to Liam Scales. No, he doesn't. He gets it out. There's a long ball forward to Shin Yamada. Shin Yamada puts it back to the midfield. Come on, Celtic. Can we get a ball in? Cross it in. Dundee United get the ball away. Celtic not even trying to get the second ball. Shin Yamada's not a Celtic player. Sorry, but Casper takes 3 to 5 business days to make a decision. He does. Celtic going forward with James Forrest. Can James Forrest save it for Celtic? Callum with the ball. Celtic taking too many touches now. Too many touches. First half, Celtic, one touch pass. Now, too many touches. Scales are taking 2 or 3 touches. What the fuck was that, Scales? Scales just give the ball to the Dundee United player on the edge of their box. This is dire. This is worse than I've ever seen in my life. It's just unbelievable. This is worse than the 1990. Yes, it was. John, the truck driving legend, hits it straight up. This is now worse than Lou Macari and Liam Brady. I never thought we would go back to those days. Thank you for the super chat, mate. This is way back to 1992, 93 for me. It's terrible. Come on, Dyson. The players are just not playing with anything at all. No desire, the shape's gone, everything. And that's on the manager. We played. How can we go from, nobody wants the ball? Do you think that the players want the manager sacked? Oh. The forums will be red hot tonight. Yeah, they will that. They will that. Celtic trying to go forward. Trusty with the defence has lost its shape. The defence has completely lost its shape. John Barnes and Mowbray times 1,000. No, this is Lou Macari era. I never thought we would see this type of stuff again. Lou Macari and come on, Celtic. Scales. Even Dies Maeda passing the ball backwards to the defenders. See if that's the creation the players want on the sack. The players need to take a look at themselves. It's unprofessional. There could be a bit of that in it. People shouting for Shin, he's dog shit. Yeah, I know he's dog shit, but you've got to live. The meltdown will be massive tonight. Yeah, I know. I wasn't going to do an after video, but if it stays like this, I'm going to have to do a video right afterwards. Nancy's making Barnes look like Mourinho. Genuinely gutting this. It is that. 81 minutes into the game. Can Celtic just do enough? Can Celtic do enough? I've not even got a thumbnail for an after for Nancy to get to fuck. Let's just write the season off. I think it's Stephen Johnson's done it a super chat also. Oh, geez, Stephen Johnson, you're amazing. You're absolutely superb, mate. Thank you. Right. Trusty going forward. See, we're taking, there's Trusty, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches and we lose the ball. We weren't doing that in the first half. First half, it was never. Trusty with the ball all the way back. Can you just end it now? Can we just end it now? This is pathetic. Time to rebuild from the board and the team. Come on, Celtic. Why is Dies Maeda passing the ball back like that? Scales with the ball out wing. We're just passing it side to side now. We're panicking. Absolutely panicking.
If he can't put that up.
Come on, Dyson. How does Dyson not put that in the back of the net? I don't know. I don't know who this guy that's sitting with Wilfred Nancy is, but he is no coach at all for me. Absolutely woeful. Oh, Dundee United are going forward here again. I'll tell you one thing. Celtic are playing terrible tonight. After such a good first half. We're taking too many touches. Why just pass that back there, James? Taking too many touches on the ball. Get it out wide. Can we get a cross in? Oh, good save by the Dundee United keeper. Come on, Celtic. That guy looks like every Celtic fan feels tonight. He must go. The richest club in the league, yet teams are literally like a mid-table team here. Yeah, is that? Is it the coach's fault or human error? Dundee United are going to keep the ball in here. Now it's out for a throw into Celtic. What does Nancy say at half time? I've no idea. What's this guy doing with the ball? I mean, that ball was out and he keeps on going. Celtic got Nancy off his Timu. I'm going to have to try and... There's Yang off, finally. Bringing on Benji Negrin. Yeah, I think so. It's looking like it. It's the manager's fault. Nancy must go. Nancy's assistant from League 2 in England. There might be another dozen. What are we doing? Yeah, I've no idea. Gonna have to try and pay $3 million, get rid of these duds. Definitely did that. Come on, Celtic. They all need to go. Manager is under big pressure now at Celtic. Dundee United with a long throw in. It's no use really telling you what's happening because it's woeful. Wilfred Nancy. Tonight is your night. Do we sack him now before it's too late? Celtic. I'm taking it Celtic are going to lose. I can't see us scoring. Well, I'm going to do a video right after this. I wasn't going to. I was going to leave it till tomorrow morning, but I think that we need to have a chat about the way forward. Come on, Celtic. At least try and get a draw out of this. Can we get the draw? Yeah, no, it's going to get removed in the morning. So close to getting a Connect 4. Ball in. Dundee United get it away. He's got us out of three completion in 4 games. Yeah, I know. I'd say judge him after 5. Do we really want to go to Aberdeen? Corner for Celtic in the 89th minute. Bait at the back post. Dundee United get it away. Celtic trying to keep it in. It's another corner to Celtic. It's better to get beat if it helps Nancy get the sack. Yeah. Come on. There's nothing in the Celtic team, is there? This is terrible. Come on, Celtic. Should have been such a joyful day. James Forrest with the ball in. No one there for Celtic getting it. Jesus, that should have been a shot on goal. That was a cracking ball in from James Forrest. It should have been a goal. Go on, James. Turn inside. It's on his wrong foot. Can he take a shot? It's on his wrong foot. Fuck's sake. I've no words. 4 minutes going into extra time. Shit show. COVID season Mark 2. You cannot lose 4 games at Celtic. Rangers are on 29 points and can go ahead of us if they score 4 goals in their next game. Celtic going forward. Ah, surely. I mean, was that in the box? Was it outside the box? Clutching at straws now, isn't it? It was outside the box. Outside the box. I'm not expecting anything from this. It's unbelievable. I'm just going to keep going on this one rather than start another video. It's disgraceful. How can a manager make such a difference to a second? What did he say at half time? Well, we're playing brilliant in the first half, and we came out looking like strangers in the second half. Shin Yamada. Jesus. Shin Yamada. Benji Negrin with a free kick. Yeah, you go yourself, Benji. There's one thing for sure, is there would be big calls to end the tenure of Wilfred Nancy tonight. Big calls. This man has done more damage to Celtic in this in 1 week period. This man has done more damage to Celtic in a week than managers have done in years. No Celtic fans are leaving. Dysfunctional teams don't win leagues. The players don't like him. Are the players the ones that are wanting to get the manager sacked? I thought this was going to bring me good luck. Come on, Celtic. Too slow. Hit it. Scales, what you doing? Dundee United are away in the box. Just no space for anybody. Oh, come on, Celtic. Stay on the channel because I will be just keeping going live on this one. I'm not going to start a new video. I think we'll just keep going with this one, so it makes it a lot easier. This is just unbelievable. Dundee United beating Celtic 2-1 at Tannadice. We're over the 4 minutes. We are over the 4 minutes. Oh, come on. Celtic going forward again. And that's it. Wild amount of misses. That's it. It's over. It is over. Wilfred Nancy has been in charge of Celtic for just over a week, and he has lost 4 games, 11 days at Celtic, and he's lost 4 games at Celtic. Rangers are now within 3 points to Celtic in the league. Dundee United fans blessing themselves. The Celtic fans telling them what they think of him. Wilfred Nancy just not looking at anybody, just heading towards the tunnel at Tannadice. This is unbelievable scenes this evening. Wilfred Nancy has lost again at Celtic. The Green Brigade are at the game. Not in their usual, so they've got seats off of other buses to get into that game tonight because they're usually behind the goals. Terrible performance. Where does Celtic go from here? Where do Celtic go from here? Tell me in the comment section. We'll get as many comments up as possible tonight. This is worse I've felt since I left St Andrews High after we got getting beat by Wraith in '94. Yeah, this, mate, it is up there with Wraith beating us. I will give you that. It is just as bad as Wraith. I better stop the time of the game, isn't it? It is full time. Let's just get rid of that altogether. Full time score is Dundee United 2, Celtic 1. Tell me what you think about the game in the comments section, because for me that was just, there's been over 2,460 comments tonight. Get them gone. Yep, get them gone, just to say the least. And the Celtic players, Dies and Maida, trying to clap to the fans. But the reality is that Nancy must go tonight. Wilfred Nancy, if we play 4-3-3, just sack him. Some of the comments going, get as many comments in as you can. And I'll get them up on the screen. Get him to, he has to go. Celtic board got what they wanted, a competitive league. Celtic had given them. Angelo, who it must be around about 5:45 in the morning with you, nearly 6 o'clock in the morning with you. Utter shite, yeah, is that young managers need to buy respect from players. Players don't get any credit for me. They should be playing for the shirt on the back regardless. Have the players tonight thrown the manager under the bus? Have the players decided enough is enough and they want rid of Wilfred Nancy, and they put in that performance in the second half? In the first half, Celtic were playing some fantastic one-touch football. Celtic should have been at least 3-0 up within the first 10 minutes, but it took until the 13th minute until Dies and Maida put the ball in the back of the net. After that, it was as Irish Anglo, yeah, it was that on the screen. Utter shite, as they say. Where does Celtic go from here? Tell me in the comment section, because there's a lot of people. He must go. I reckon Lenny's going to leave Dunfermline. That would be the wrong thing to do. Stephen Johns is correct. It's heartbreaking. Get him out. Get him gone. Nancy must go. It's not happened since the 1980s, by the way. The 1980s. Scott's lost for words. It's finished. I know it's finished. They think it's all over. Well, it is now. Celtic fans leaving Tannadice tonight. And the thing is, the buses at Tannadice are parked right outside the front stand. The buses will be there for around about another half an hour before they leave. The Celtic fans will take to the front of the stadium at Tannadice. Will the Celtic manager come out and tell us exactly what he is thinking? Let me just do. Where it is OBS. I'm going to try and get Celtic TV will come off. It was on Sky, wasn't it? The game. Let me just get the Fire Stick on so we can try and get Sky. Let's get so many. The players have a lot to answer for. I still think that it's the players that have sold the manager a dud one tonight. Lost for words. Merry Christmas. It's finished. We've got all them. We're going to jump through some of the comments. In fact, feeling like that. First loss to Dundee since 2013. God, that's unbelievable. 2013. And I remember that night also because I was at that game. That was the game where Celtic should have had a penalty twice in the game, if you remember that one. His tactics are atrocious. Celtic Lads said fucking Connect 4. It is that. Said it would keep. In fact, it felt like the cup final disgrace. That was so bad. Yeah, it was that. 5 in a row next. I don't think he'll even get it. Irishman and Porto. He says if we had a quality striker in the first half, we would have been 2 or 3 up at half time. Yes, we would have. But the reality is that we weren't. Right, let me just see if I can get what channel, Sky Channel was it on? I want to try and get the Wilfred Nancy interview on Sky. Sky Sports. I'm going to have to find it. 2 seconds till I try and see if we can get an interview with him on Sky Sports. Hans can't believe the luck after it's not happened since the 1980s. Tell me about it. EFL, SPFL, there we go. HD. We'll see what Wilfred Nancy has to say. Oh God, Fat Boydie's in there. That's the last thing I need in my life.
Clawed back one of those games in hand now. Rangers and Celtic playing the same number of games. Rangers just 3 points further behind. Dundee United are where they started the evening, but they do take a step towards that top 6. But there is some Thursday night NFL for your late night view.
Absolutely terrible from don't do that. Let's jump back into the comments until we get anything. We will get Wilfred Nancy live on the screen if we can. Yeah, because I can go full screen on that. So let me just do this. Next, Wilfred Nancy. Oi, oi, oi. I will get Wilfred Nancy live on the telly. With this one, I want to get this interview up. I'm going to jump to the end of the comments. It's been an unbelievable amount of super chats. Let me jump back to there. Danny Cassie, thank you for that, Danny Cassie. A couple of super chats from you. You're a fantastic subscriber to the channel. 2,751 comments. We're in trouble. Huns seem to be better, a lot better. Won't be back at Celtic Park, Scott says, and that one's gone. Aberdeen will get a result at Parkhead. I've never had a whiskey on a school night, but you're going to have one now. We suck. We definitely do that. How the fuck can Maeda miss that for number 1? It's not just Maeda. There was lots of players. 1994, Faith. That was a bad week. Yeah, it was that. You can't blame the players who were good enough under Martin O'Neill. This is very true. There was lots of these players were deemed good enough under Martin O'Neill. But there's one thing for sure, is they're definitely not good enough under this manager. What is that? It's going to do on that screen, isn't it? But then how do I get this volume up? That's cool. We can do that then. Right, I will get this on the screen. It's all Nancy's fault. He fucked up reading some people in the chat. Martin O'Neill won 8 out of 9 games. Piss poor manager. Taxi for Nancy. What the fuck was the second half about? Yeah, what was it about? Yin showed us why he can't play again. Yep, Shin Yamada, terrible player. Tonight, he missed a worse open goal than young Johnny Kenny. Callum looks shell-shocked. I think we all look shell-shocked. I think everything. Feel bad for Nancy. He'd have succeeded if we went to basket case. Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney save our season. Sean Maloney needs to answer the call from the Celtic hierarchy tomorrow morning. Nancy's a 45-minute coach. Jesus. He clapped the United goals. He did that And I saw that, and I couldn't believe it, that he was clapping the Dundee United goals. He needs sacked just for that. The fact that he clapped the goals. It was absolutely terrible. No Celtic manager should be clapping the goals of an opposing team. Ever. Just shouldn't happen at all at Celtic. We've got Russell Martin, Mark 2. Terrible 45-minute coach. There's loads of comments coming in. Let me just get them. Barnes had 56% win rate, 19 wins, 2 draws, 8 losses in 29 matches. Oh, Jesus. What a team. Exactly. Nancy out. Will Nancy go? Can only cheer Hearts for the league now. Can only cheer Hearts for the league. Chris Boyd is smiling. I'm just waiting on the telly catching up. I can't keep up with the comments, sorry. Nancy out. Nancy out. Anyone got Martin O'Neill's number? We need to ring Martin O'Neill right now. Every team are winning against us. Yeah, I've never known it so bad. Ring Martin O'Neill right now. It is unbelievable the way that I am actually stunned, completely stunned. And getting Bruni and Barry Robson. Bruni will not leave his number 2 behind. Definitely not leave his number 2. Right, we are going to get the Wilfred Nancy interview. Will flags be on the top tier? Yes, they will. What is French for get to fuck? Rangers will take about 8 of us if he's still in charge. God, tell me about it. This is what happens when you're used to winning. Football is diabolical. The players have to take this all in their hands. This is true. The players seem to be trying to miss. What does Nancy say to the team at half time? Hopefully we'll find out in a couple of minutes. Nancy clapping when United scoring. He's trying to keep it in their heads. He's not adapting his tactics. It's end game. You know, it is end game for the manager. I've still got adverts on, so I'm just a couple of seconds behind you. Don't believe that you're as stunned. It was quite obvious that we would struggle tonight. I kind of hoped that we would improve. We seem to do better in the first half. You know, we're playing some good football. I just don't know. I don't know what was happening. Let me just see if we can get... I don't want to get the music on because that will get us demonetized. And it's going to show the Dundee United goals now. This is unbelievable. Nancy is a fraud. Unbelievable. Just waiting to get Wilfred Nancy up on the screen to see his interview. Rangers are making Nancy a star on their Christmas tree. I definitely think they're going to be doing something like that because it's making us live through the goals again from Dundee United. I mean, why didn't Celtic players close him down? Definitely needed to close him down. Next manager has to be Martin O'Neill. I'm just stunned. Wizard of Oz couldn't save this Muppet. Nope, they couldn't. Let's hear it.
Well, Celtic certainly created enough opportunities in the first half to put themselves well ahead. They didn't take them, and the damaging stat for them is that they didn't have a shot on target after they scored in the 13th minute. More damaging for them is those numbers at the top, the scoreline. So let's hear from the Dundee United dressing room. Ross Graham and match winner Zach Sapsford are both with Luke Shanley.
4 games in a row. Don't think that we've ever seen.
Gentlemen, very well done, Zach. Just tell us about that game and how you managed to turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, we went down 1-0, but we always...
Dundee United players are getting interviewed. I will wait on Wilfred Nancy getting interviewed, and then we'll get that up on the screen. I'm in shock. I can never remember a time that we lost 4 games in a row. It's been a long time since coming. We've enjoyed the last 20 odd years of dominance in Scottish football. We need to take it on the chin. You know, we need to take this on the chin. We've given it out for so long that we're going to have it coming into us big style, and rightly so, because Russell Martin didn't lose 4 games in a row.
quality of the forward players we've got, we always get
when was the last time we lost 4 games in a row? I've no idea. 1978. Jesus.
Was there a bit of disappointment
I was
in the
6.
first half, and you know you could do a lot better?
No wonder I can't remember it.
thought we could do better with the goal. But then I think after that we reacted very well, stuck with the high press, put
Celtic TV put a video on it. Michael Nicholson said that Nancy was talking about long-term plan. If the boards give him a long-term plan, fair play to them, but we're going to lose a lot this season. I don't think I could listen to Wilfred's stupid rambling. Well, Helen, we're going to have it on this channel in just a minute, so don't turn off, just wait for it. It's coming. It's coming. There's 1,123 people watching the live. Surprise, surprise. Waiting to see what Wilfred Nancy says, and waiting to see what we're saying about it, because I think that the board are deluded. Not only the board that are deluded, I think that there's a lot of, let's see what Chris...
You can look at the defensive angle of this from Celtic, but really it's a lovely finish from the centre-back.
Well, it certainly is. You get enough bodies in the box, and you just look at Ferry there, just no other option in his head there to put that in and put that back line under pressure. And we said before the game, you run the risk when you've got one centre-back playing and you surround yourself with full-backs and midfielders, you almost invite the opposition to do that. And Dundee United didn't do it enough in the first half. They certainly started the second half, and this was early on. They put it in the box, they fight, they get it, played back to him. It's a lovely finish into the bottom corner. But when you go with a lack of physicality, you always run the risk of something like that just falling to somebody to slot into the bottom corner.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly had bodies back, Celtic, in that penalty area, but like Mark says, the physicality perhaps lacking.
Yeah, and look, it's something that I'm surprised Dundee United didn't do earlier, because they do have the height advantage. They do have, that feeling of you're not going to outplay Celtic, but you can outfight them. You can get the ball in the box. You can make them defend. You can force mistakes, and you keep it alive. The most impressive part of that's the finish. What a bit of composure for the big defender. All night we've been saying Kenny needs to do this with his composure. Waters, can he have a bit of composure? Big centre back just passes into the back of net like it's nothing, like he does that every single week. It's an unbelievable finish.
Yeah, it sort of felt like it was coming, that first goal for Dundee United. The tide, you could feel it had slightly turned at the start of the second half, and it almost didn't come as a surprise when Dundee United scored again, albeit the finish was spectacular.
I mean, the finish is outstanding. I think from a Celtic point of view, they'll be disappointed. I think it's Johnny Kenny that he should get to the ball a lot quicker. But I mean, take nothing away from the finish from Satford. It's an unbelievable strike. I was hoping we were going to see it there, but here it comes. So I mean, again, it's from a Celtic point of view, you've got to get there. Johnny Kenny's got to get out. He's got to do a lot better there. Jogging beside though. Is it Rio Hattati as well? It's maybe just.
I think even look at Maeda here, just inside. Yeah, I think the desire to get out and close the ball, but
Maeda turns his back as well. But once he gets inside, they'll take nothing away. And by the way, our last question is the goalkeeper again. I haven't a clue what he's doing, diving across with his right hand. Why does he not just go with his left? But listen, it's a fantastic finish from Dundee United's point of view, and they deserved it. And full credit to Jim Goodwin, because I am sure at half-time there'd be a lot of Dundee United fans here. Wilfred Nancy was under pressure coming into this game. There'd be a lot of Dundee United fans with the exact same after that first half performance. Dundee United had won in 11
years.
So it's a huge result from Jim Goodwin. I'll be interested to see what he's got to say tonight.
It's almost like you knew he was ready and waiting to speak to us. Let's hear from him. He's with Luke.
Jim, well done. How did you sum that one up in the end?
I think it was that old cliche of very much a game of two halves. I thought Celtic started the game really brightly, caused us lots of problems. We found ourselves in a position that we didn't want to be in. We were trying to be aggressive higher up the pitch with the goal kicks and the restarts with Schmeichel. We didn't want to be in that middle zone because we recognised the pace of Maeda. He's the quickest player in the league, and it caused us a lot of problems down that left-hand side. I thought we were lucky to go in at 1-0, but we've not carried a great deal of luck of late, so it was nice to get a wee bit in the first half. And at 1-0 we're always in the game, and that was the message at half-time. We made one change just to get a bit more pace into the back line, just to try and protect ourselves a little bit. The first half an hour of the second 45 minutes,
that's a good shout. I'd have Jim Goodwin
dominated, as manager. Done to Celtic what they done to us in the opening period. And then the last 10-15 minutes, the boys are dead on their feet. They put a lot into the game on Saturday, and just had to be resilient. And I thought, we just about shaded it tonight.
In terms of that, with the way you started the second half, could you just feel there was something there, but even before you got the equaliser?
Yeah, I didn't think we were playing all that badly. You know, there was...
No, they weren't playing that bad. If anything, Celtic played fantastic the first half, but they played better the second half.
Changeover right between Esselink and Strain. We managed to, sort that at half time, and then it became a lot more comfortable. But look, that's a massive 3 points for us. We're not getting carried away. Our form up to tonight hasn't been good enough. I spoke to you before the game around about too many draws, but it's been such small margins of late. We had similar situation out here with Rangers a couple of weeks ago, winning the game and played so well and lost with that sucker punch in the last 10 or 15 seconds. But tonight I was delighted for the players. I thought they showed great character in the dying moments and limited Celtic to any real clear chances.
You mentioned draws, and the league is so tight. There's so many draws in the league this season. Is it now a case about momentum? You have to use this as a building block?
Well, we spoke about that after the game against Motherwell. I believe Motherwell are, arguably one of the best footballing teams in the country at the moment, and credit to their new coach. But we kept a really good clean sheet against Motherwell, albeit didn't play particularly well. But today, I thought even in the first half we had, one or two half chances, and we kind of slashed at things a little bit. I thought we were dangerous with the balls down the side. We had good pace in the forward areas. At times our centre backs were getting dragged into areas that they didn't feel all that comfortable with, but we asked them to go and do that and to trust in the shape of the team. And a couple of really good goals in the second half. We get the break of the ball for the first one. Careste's good finish, and Sapsford, he's been excellent for us since he's arrived from Australia, and a real bit of quality to win it.
Well done tonight.
Thanks, Luke.
Unbelievable. Celtic getting beat. Let's hear what they've got to say about it.
You're almost looking at the pressure right on Jim Goodwin, but after that result, that's got to give everybody at the club.
Yeah, Ellie, 100%, and that's why I was touched on it there. That when you're 1-1-11, I know it's been 6 draws in that run. There's been some hard games in there, but that first 45 minutes from Dundee United, the fans would have been, where are we going to get a result from? Because that was as bad as I've seen. The first half. But credit to Jim, as you touched on there, he's a good manager. He's went in, he's identified the problems, he's tweaked them, he's been able to get a response. Went back to basics, and there's nothing wrong with that. Play the percentages, get it in the box, ask questions of a team that is weak defensively, ask questions of them, and the 2 goals come from that. So you've got to say, again, you look at, you go back to, take the Roma one out, but you go back to Hearts. Derek McInnes has shown that he's capable of doing it. Stephen Robertson, the cup final. Jim Goodwin's been in this league for a thing. That's 3 of our managers now that have put Celtic to the sword. So it shows you there is good managers in this league.
How they've done it as well.
100%, James, 100%.
Making changes to adapt to Celtic and getting...
And asking questions of them where they're weak. You look at Celtic, and we touched on it again, and I'll make no apology for saying it. Celtic coming to Tannadice, when you know the size of that Dundee United team, and you play with one recognised centre-back. I'm sorry. And it's not as if there was height throughout the team. They got away with in the first half and could have been out of sight. And then we're talking, it's a total different game. The exact same, if you go back to the Hearts chance with Maeda as well, the Hearts game, the Maeda chance. The cup final, after Celtic went behind, I thought they actually recovered, they done well. When Iheanacho went off, the kind of game plan fell apart there as well. But it would be concerning that Celtic are playing well in games. But it's in spells in games, but they're really struggling to put a run together. And as I said, that's not on the manager, because the players have shown that they can do it. I don't believe for 1 minute Wilfred Nancy has went in there at half time and tweaked and changed something, because he'd have been sitting there thinking, what a performance that was. I could easily have been out of sight, 3 or 4. We've got a good chance now to go and get the second, get the third, and then everything turns from me.
But
the players have got to take responsibility.
The job has got to be for Wilfred Nancy as well to identify when his team is coming under pressure. And when Jim has identified an issue and he's fixed it and he goes more direct, your job as a coach then is to, counteract that in any way you can, and just to hope that everything will just flow in the opposite direction. You'll get a grip of the game somehow. Is maybe, like I say, more in hope rather than actually thinking your way out the problem. And of course, Celtic were always going to have a bit of pressure in the dying minutes because United naturally fall back. But I think for the majority of that second half, United looked comfortable. And by the way, they had other chances because Schmeichel had a couple of saves.
They kept the pressure on, didn't they? That was a difference, It wasn't just a breakaway and a chance. They were getting a bit of territory. They were managing to get the ball in the box. They were keeping it alive, picking up second balls.
How many times did you see it as well?
Under pressure.
But look at the first half when they're playing it into striker, he loses there. But when you look at, as you said, there balls down the channel, asking Celtic to defend, running back towards their own goal, they didn't like it.
Yeah. Well, it is a fourth defeat on the spin for Wilfried Nancy.
It is a fourth defeat for the Celtic manager. Will he get his jotters tonight? Wilfried Nancy is the Celtic manager that is under pressure. We'll return to Wilfried Nancy as soon as he returns to the screen and tells us his thoughts on the game this evening. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's unbelievable. There's no words that can... it's the wrong one. There's no words to explain my feelings tonight about the fact that I've just closed the wrong fucking thing down, but never mind. It's just not working, is it? That's the final score. Dundee United 2, Celtic 1. You look at the stats. I mean, there's nothing in it. Fouls wise, there's no point in looking at the stats. We all watched the game. We all watched what just happened. We're now just waiting on Wilfried Nancy coming out and having his say at Celtic. There's a super chat just come in. Wait to get that. A couple of super chats came in. You've mentioned Rafe Rovers. I just mentioned, I thought it'd pop up, remind you that Ian Murray and Barry Robson are looking for work after Rafe Rovers sacked them. Should we get Barry Robson in to do a job? I think that we've got people at Celtic that can do a better job than Barry Robson. Sean Maloney as such at Celtic just now that can do a way better job. But Megan Diamond, Nancy is that bad that he's terrified stubborn Lawwell to quit, and with a 50% win rate in the MLS deserves the Celtic job. There's a lot of other managers that had a 50% win rate before they came to Celtic. That's nothing to do with this man being just absolutely stubborn. He's done a runner. Hopefully he's done a runner. Talbot, unless Talbot will be celebrating. Yeah, there will be. Schmeichel, we need to talk about Schmeichel because Schmeichel's got a lot to answer for with that game tonight. I mean, I know that he's our number one goalkeeper, but he's not good enough for Celtic. I would use young Sinisalo now till the end of the season. He's a more than capable goalkeeper that's going to the World Cup with his country. He wants to leave Celtic and go to another team to try and get in some game time. I think that Celtic just need a clean slate now. World class in every department. The board are absolute gangsters. Yeah, they are that. We're just waiting on this advertising break finishing on Sky, and we'll get the final word of the evening for Wilfried Nancy tonight. See what this crook has to say to it, because that's what he is ultimately. He's just a crook. He shouldn't be anywhere near Celtic. Let's get some of the comments in while we're waiting. I'll be at the game on Sunday. I expect a hostile atmosphere against the board for a start. Don't even think he's coming out for an interview. Well, he has to come out for an interview. He has to come out for an interview. Maybe the Celtic board should take us to play in the MSL League. Yeah, maybe. He's not going to get it sacked. Let's hope he's here to the end of the season. Get to January. Jesus. Not so long ago, did you know what Sean Maloney as manager? No, I never said I wanted Sean Maloney as manager, but I would take him as manager now. I would take Sean Maloney as manager all day long. Right, will this be Wilfried Nancy coming on to speak about Celtic? Yeah. The search for a first win for the manager continues. We thought it was going to happen tonight, but it hasn't happened. Here is Wilfried Nancy.
Lost again, and after that, in 3 minutes, we lost the game because they scored on two set pieces, I would say. The second wave was maybe offside on before the second corner, but yeah, after that we push. But again, I think that we have to kill the game. We can kill the game. We have the chance to kill the game effectively in the first half many times, but we don't do it. And after that, we start the second half. They push, and there are a few corners. And yes, in 3 minutes we lose the game. So this is difficult because obviously I think that we did really good things. We were in control of the game. We attacked, and but we all the chances that we had, we were not able to score on this one.
Why do you think that is when you have been you were well in control first half and it just seems to evaporate second half?
Yeah, they push, and this is a bit the issue that we have at this moment. When we start the second half, the opposition put the pressure, and for the moment we are struggling a bit to win this battle of power. And I think that the first corner we were strong, but after that it was the second wave, and after that we have to come from behind, and they play with a lot of players behind the ball, and again, we had the possibility to come back because we hit the post, and we had also big chances second half, but we didn't hit the target. And when we struggle to score after that, this is difficult also to win the game. And obviously on set piece, on the second wave, this is tough.
Is that a mentality thing in the end? Is it a fitness thing? Because you talked about tiredness before the game.
No, set piece. This is not about fitness. This is about focusing and aggressivity, and this is only 10 seconds, and but we conceded many goals on that. So for the moment, this is an issue. So we'll see what we're going to do with that. But yeah.
It's 4 defeats in a row. The last time that happened to a Celtic manager was Jock Stein in 1978. How difficult a moment is this for you to try and come up with the answers for this team to try and get a win?
Oh, for sure, this is difficult for the club. This is difficult for the players. It's difficult for myself, for the staff. But again, it's difficult for me to talk because we lost 4 games in a row. So, but again, I really think that today we were close to win the game, and I think that this is the direction that we have to keep going. And after that, we have to be stronger like I said, to avoid to concede this kind of game, this kind of goals. Sorry.
That seems like a tough message to get across when you're saying, yeah, you had chances, obviously, and you did, but it's 4 defeats in a row, which is very un-Celtic-like. Mm-hmm. Is that a difficult message to try and get the fans to buy into?
No, but again, yes, I could have said something different, but I think that today you saw that we have many chances. You saw also that all the game that we had, except maybe La Roma, we didn't have many chances, but we had many chances. And again, this is for the moment we are not able to score goals, and we're going to work on that. And hopefully we're going to be able after that to reverse that. But this is not like we didn't create. We created many chances. So that's why for me this is the good way. But like I said, stronger on set piece was second wave because I think that we fought, we play forward. We attacked the box, we defended well, and that's why for me this is difficult to accept these results. And I know that this is for losses in a row. This is first also for me. So, but again, I'm not proud of that. But again, I think that today we deserve better. We deserve better.
I know we spoke yesterday, and you said the players are buying into what you're wanting to do, but the results don't prove that. And it's all about results at Celtic. You have to win. Are you worried that it's going to be a case of being very difficult to turn this around because the confidence will be low, the self-belief, and it's difficult for you then to get across your message when it's not working in terms of results out on the pitch?
Yeah, in terms of results, it's tough. But again, in terms of possibility to win games, we are there. So that's why, for me, again, I think that we are on the right track, but this is not enough. I know that, and we all want to win. We know that, but again, I'm confident because of the game that we had, and again, every time I see an improvement. But effectively, in terms of result, this is not enough.
What do you say to Celtic fans that are worried just now because of the run of results and the way things have been going, albeit very early in your tenure?
Mm-hmm. No, what I can tell them is I know that they are upset regarding this situation. But again, in terms of we are close to win games, but for the moment we are not able to do it. But the players, they give everything. We try to find solution also for that. And again, we have many situations to score goals, but we didn't do it. So we're gonna still working, and after that we'll see if we can have this win, because I think this is gonna be good for everyone.
Your chief executive was saying you've had the discussion about January, you've got the backing going forward. How important is that for you? Because already I think some Celtic fans tonight were not very complimentary in terms of singing towards you and you being at the club. So is that backing going to be very important for you?
Can you repeat the question?
I'm saying your chief executive came out in an interview today saying they've had discussions about January transfer window, you're going to have that backing, they want to put your full faith in you. Maybe some of the Celtic fans are worried already. It sounds ridiculous because it's so early, but they're worried about what's happening in terms of results. How important is that backing going to be from the board of directors?
Oh, listen, again, before I came here, I knew the situation also. So the idea was to see what we can do. And the plan hasn't changed, because, again, we are looking ahead regarding that. And after that, we'll see what we're going to do regarding the windows. But for the moment, the most important is to go back to have the possibility to work a little bit, knowing that we don't have enough time regarding the days that, because we play in a row. And this is the only thing that I can do for the moment.
Just finally, does this strengthen your resolve to get it right? Or do you think, you know what, maybe this isn't the right place for me?
No, come on. Hey, I know the situation. Everybody wants to win, me too. There is no problem with that. But I know that there is improvement. Context. Just step back and have a look about the context. So again, the idea is to see what we can do, what we need to do to improve the team, what we need to do to improve the players. And I think that, I am on the good direction with the players. Because again, today you saw that we had a performance. This is not like we were off the record. No, we had a good performance. But in 3 minutes, we lost the game. And for the moment, it's factual. This is the situation. Now, I understand the fans are not happy with me. I understand that. And the connection with the fan, I want to have it. But for the moment, this is difficult for me because we don't win. So I can understand this situation. But again, if I look at the performance, we getting there. But obviously, results is not enough. But I am in place and I'm happy to be here, and I'm going to do everything to help the team to win games.
Really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Holy mother of moly.
Yeah, clearly really difficult.
What the fuck have I just watched?
The gantry and can join us now, and Chris, he's talking about context, and if you look at that first half performance, Celtic could have been clear away from Dundee United, and it's not Wilfred Nancy's fault that so many chances and opportunities were missed, but ultimately supporters look at results. How does he turn this around?
Well, he needs to win games and perform well. I mean,
it's unbelievable.
I mean, Wilfred Nancy saying it was a good performance. It was in the first half, but there are two halves to the game, Wilfred, and Celtic weren't good enough in the second half. I've got massive sympathy for him. I think Chris touched on it before the game, you know, saying that this isn't a rehearsal. Celtic aren't in pre-season, and if Wilfred Nancy had a whole pre-season, you could maybe see things panning out and the club moving in the right direction, but he hasn't got that. He's saying, I haven't got time to work. He said that in the interview with Luke, so it's going to be incredibly difficult for him to really get this side going. I mean, what's happened since Martin O'Neill has left? The confidence levels of certain players have dropped. Hatate looked like he was coming onto a game under Martin O'Neill. Engels. But the bottom line was Celtic, and it has been like it all season, and I don't care what anybody else says. They have some bang average players. They have second-rate strikers, and that's the issue. Missed, unbelievable chances tonight. These players aren't good enough to play for Celtic, and
good enough when they were winning games under Martin O'Neill,
both boxes.
They were good enough when they were winning games under Martin O'Neill.
come on, they're papering over the cracks. Martin did unbelievably well. I mean, don't forget what was it? St Mirren, I think, was it the second shot on target when McGregor lashes one in from 25 yards.
Hibs hang
on a minute, let me finish. Hibs away, Dundee at home. Martin O'Neill, you know, he came out himself and said that there needs to be recruitment in January. He knew Celtic were getting away with it. He produced miracles, but let's not make out this Celtic team is a good team. It's not. It's bang average, and with key players missing, January's going to be the key. This Celtic team look like they're a third place team.
You look at
they really do. You know, you can't keep making excuses. I mean, they've got a lot of nice five-a-side players, but when it comes to the crunch in both boxes, they're not great. I mean, just look at the defensive record under Wilfred Nancy, and then you look in all season. I've said Celtic. I don't know how they're really going to score a goal, and this was a. Look, Dundee United fought well in the second half. They were more intense. So this wasn't a Dundee United team in good form.
Celtic's budget will be 10 times the amount of what Dundee United's is.
Okay. Well, and yeah.
So why they're not performing?
Why are you going on about budgets? I said Celtic bought badly in the summer. We can go on about budgets. There are too many players
underperforming. For 5 million. Dundee United will probably not even spend that in a year.
Yeah, I know. Well, what do you want me to?
Well, they can't beat them. So what's the problem?
So. Well, what I don't actually know what you're getting at. I've said Celtic have too many substandard players. They have players who aren't producing the form of previous seasons. They have a goalkeeper who's miles off it. They look like they're going to concede goals, and they don't have strikers who were good enough to play for Celtic. So it doesn't matter about budgets.
Because the first half performance was good, and there was chances created. Do you think if there was better players available with the style that Wilfred Nancy's trying to play, that it would be better?
Yep. I do, and that's where I have sympathy for him, because I think he has qualities as a coach, and you can see some of the rotations and his ideas. I agree with what you guys said about playing one centre half. I mean, if you're playing against Celtic, you think corners, throw-ins, get balls into the box, bully Celtic. You can do that, but people just can't tell me that Johnny Kenny is good enough to lead the line for Celtic. He is not. Shin Yamada isn't good enough to lead the line for Celtic. He is not. That's an issue. Yang has become a key component. I mean, Celtic were trying to flog Yang for £3 million. These players just aren't. That's where the fault lies. That's where the major fault lies.
Okay, so it's on the manager then. No. It's on the manager because
he hasn't signed anyone yet, Chris.
No. Luke McCowan was playing really well under Martin O'Neill. Yes.
He was doing okay. Martin got more out of players like Hattati.
So the manager's taking him out. Rio Hattati was doing okay. We spoke about, I think it was at Easter Road, Engels getting on the ball. Arnie Engels getting on the ball and in the box and scoring goals. So are we saying it's now a manager's problem that he's failed to get the best out of them?
I'm saying I think that he's come in and he's changed things. And he said he spoke to Martin O'Neill. He said he had 15 minutes with him, and he said in the Luke Shandy interview before the game, Martin has his way and I have my way. And losing 4 games on the spin, his way isn't working. He took a chance going with a team with a lack of physicality today, and balls into the box were what did for Celtic in the end. But you can't get past the fact that Celtic are so poor in certain areas, and they need to improve that, and the only way to improve it is with recruitment, and that's not on Wilfred Nancy. He inherited this squad, and it hasn't been a good squad all season, so let's not pretend it has, because that's nonsense.
What happens if he's not winning games though? Because we all know that they need players, but if you can't just say, right, everything will be okay in January.
Now we'll find out on Sunday, won't we? I think it's Sunday, the game against Aberdeen. I mean, you could hear the Celtic fans tonight singing Martin O'Neill's name. That's not a great sign. They were singing. A lot
of angry Celtic fans tonight, Chris.
There were a lot of angry. I mean, Celtic have had it good for 25 years and a lot to cheer about. But tonight, there was a lot of angry Celtic fans.
What about Wilfred Nancy moaning about decisions? You've had a lot to say about other managers when they go to referees. Did you hear
what decisions did he?
After the game, blaming decisions as well?
I think we're just going down
a
silly road now.
You like to call out our managers, but
never mind the angles. It's
Sky's turned into a complete shambles.
And we've talked about the drop-off from the team that played against Bayern Munich and ran them so close. That's not on Wilfred Nancy, like you say. But for any manager that came in at this moment in time, the way the club is, it was always going to be difficult. And to not start by winning games, it feels almost like then everything goes on the manager who has walked into this situation. And like James is saying, if you're going to continue with Wilfred Nancy, as the board have said that they will do, How difficult is it, the situation that he is working under, to try and do something with what he has?
There are Celtic fans.
He's walked into three questions at once. You're saying he's walked into this situation?
A club that is fractured and not...
Right, so what about, we are speaking about the statement that was released after Brendan Rodgers decided to walk. Martin O'Neill walked into and inherited a worse dressing room, a worse situation, and was able to get results. Martin O'Neill left the club in a far better place with 7 wins out of 8, and now look at this.
Yeah, I don't know whether you were part of the same conversation we had about Martin O'Neill 10 minutes earlier, but Martin O'Neill, I mean, Martin will tell you himself that, you know, his team were papering over the cracks, you know, and his team struggled to win games, but he found a way. It was unbelievable what he did with that group of players, but Martin wasn't fooled by that, and he knew that wasn't the levels. Hence, why would he come out publicly and say the need to bring players in?
So Wilfred Nancy's the wrong manager for Celtic?
Well, who said that?
Well, I'm asking you, if Martin O'Neill can get results, but Wilfred Nancy can't, why did they not just stick with Martin?
Why did they? Because I don't know whether you followed, Chris. Martin was an interim appointment. That's why they did that. That was always going to be the case. They were always going to. There's nothing wrong with the plan, but he needed to come in and hit the ground running. He hasn't done that, and his issue is, as we've seen tonight, there are a lot of fans. I mean, there were fans before tonight who, within 3 games, have lost faith in Wilfred Nancy. And you think, well, is that fair after 3 games? But what he does need to do is he needs to get his team performing, and a bit of belief within the fan base. That hasn't happened. I think Sunday's going to be really interesting, the atmosphere within Celtic Park Sunday, and how and how that goes. If they lose again on Sunday, I mean, this can't go on. Celtic have but Celtic have to win the league this season to get into the Champions League.
You said they were going to be fucked.
And that is the be all and end all.
Chris,
so that's something that the Celtic board need to think about.
This can't go on. They have to win the next game. When does that stop? They have to win the next game.
Well, that's a decision for the board. But I mean, was it the 4th loss? Was it first time since the 1970s? I mean, it can't go. But the difference between sort of Glasgow football and anywhere else, when the whole fan base turns against the manager, that's the end. And I honestly don't know whether we're that far off that at this moment in time. And that's Wilfred Nancy's problem, and that's going to be, and that's why Sunday, I think,
would you keep him? Would you keep him?
Well,
or do you think his time's up?
On any board, Chris.
You get paid for your opinion. Would you keep him, or is his time up?
Well, I'm not on any board,
no,
Chris.
But you get paid for your opinion. You've got opinion different else.
I don't see the work he does every day or whatever. I think it's incredibly difficult. I think he should have came in, my opinion, and managed the situation. I don't necessarily think that he has done that. He's come in and he's been a coach and he said, I'm going to do it my way. Well, Wilf's way at this moment in time isn't working, and that's a problem. And Celtic fans demand better.
I'll get you in the car park for a cuddle, friend. Okay.
Thank you.
Chris, thank you.
That is the Celtic game tonight. It didn't work. Chris Boyd and Co have had an absolute go-to at each other. Celtic ultimately played woeful in the first half. In the first half, you've got to say, Celtic played a different team, taking the lead fucking quite quick in the 13th minute. Daizen Maeda taking a shot, coming into the edge of the box, beating the striker, turning on one side, turning on the other side, taking the shot, hits the back post. You're thinking, yep, we should have been 3-0 up at that time. Coulda, shoulda, would have. Doesn't matter in football. All that matters tonight is the fact that Celtic have lost the game. A big shout out. There's 21 super chats came in. Thank you to everyone who's given me a super chat tonight. 21 super chats is phenomenal. The last one goes to Connor. He says 2020 Neil Lennon all over again. Where do we go from here? How long does Wilfred Nancy get at Celtic? Does he get the next game? The next game is always the biggest game. On that note, I would say try and have a fantastic evening, Celtic fans, wherever you are all around the world, but not in my lifetime. I don't think I have personally seen Celtic lose 4 games in a row. The manager cannot be given another game. A decision has to be made at some point. There's been over 4,151 comments on the live tonight. I'm not going to go through them. O'Neill got to tune out the players. Nancy's too arrogant. Nancy got heated. He did that. The players need to step up. The player did step up the first half of the game. We were phenomenal. Let's take it for what it was. Whatever Wilfred Nancy said to them at half time. I don't know what it was. But anyway, I shall see you in the morning where we can talk about it more and we can have a sleep on it and try and think about it with a clear head. Have a fantastic evening, Celtic fans. It's definitely, this is Lou Macari era that we're in. I'll see you in the morning.